All right, it's Monday. This is the Barber Buzz. I'm Brandon Smith. I'm here with Aaron Vigil, Amy Lincoln, and Jacob's not having a sick day today, so he's back. Jacob Ireland.
We're always here.
Always here. And our guest today, Mr. Greg Dirito. How's it going, Greg?
That's pretty good, Brandon. Throwing a mister on there is a little bit like kind of shoe polish on a...
Cat on a pig.
Yeah, lipstick on a pig.
Well, you're famous now. I mean, the restaurant's the only Italian restaurant in town, so, you know, that's a pretty big deal now, right?
I mean, I don't know. I saw some spaghetti at like the City Market Deli the other day. So, I mean, there is some Italian out there, but
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes us famous or not.
Well, I don't know. I'm going to throw a date out here because I have random stupid facts. December 17th, 2001. Does that date mean anything to you?
Yeah, that was our first day of business.
First day of business. My
Yeah.
first day working at Doritos. I remember it because I remember stupid stuff like that. But
I was going to say, did you write that down or how did you remember
no,
that?
I just remember it. I don't know why.
I remember it was in December. I couldn't remember exactly what day it was.
Yeah, December 17th, 2001. I don't know if everybody knows, but I worked at Doritos for 9 years on and off.
Mm-hmm.
And man, we had a blast. In fact, I owe a lot of my business savviness to this guy right here. I constantly picked his brain.
To Aaron?
No, to you.
Oh, okay.
I picked your brain for 9 years before I went into business for myself. So the Dirito family definitely put an imprint all over Phil's Barbershop, just how we do business. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks, Brandon. I appreciate that compliment.
You guys gonna kiss now, or?
I mean, depends on if the mood strikes.
Well, Aaron mentioned it earlier. Do you want to go into the Kobe Bryant
Rest in
thing?
peace, Kobe.
Yeah, rest in
Nope.
peace, Kobe.
So sad.
That's unreal. Like, I don't know. You just don't think of, like, you know, guys like that going out in a helicopter crash.
Oh, my kid said, that's why you don't take helicopters. And I said, you can go just as fast in a car. You can go just as fast in any other mode of transportation. And to me, I almost feel like a chopper is almost one of the safer modes of travel because
Yeah, you don't hear about like
Chopper crashes,
Yeah,
yeah.
very often.
I guess you know when you made it when you can travel daily in a helicopter, right? You don't have to take traffic no more. It's just travel in a helicopter.
See, I disagree with you, Aaron. I think that like when you're famous, your death is always something cataclysmic. You know,
Yeah.
like
You know, a lot of greats went out, you know, in, like planes and helicopters and stuff. So maybe that's just.
look at the day music died. Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, Richie Valens.
yeah.
Did they? Yeah, they all went down in a plane too.
Just
didn't
Stevie
they?
Ray Vaughan.
And they won a
Mhm.
bet to take the plane, right?
Yeah. They had there was a flip of the coin.
Yep.
Well, someone should have called tails on that one.
Oh, too soon.
Too soon. Too soon for Buddy Holly.
My grandma's triggered right now.
Well, I think I'm definitely sad about Kobe, and I know that Denver was all lit up in purple and yellow last night.
I didn't.
Yeah, I saw that.
I read the article and I kind of didn't really look too much into it afterwards.
What makes me probably more sad about Kobe is his daughter was only 13, and a lot of the
that's-
travelers on that chopper were, you know, underage athletes. I know that she was quite the prodigy as far as basketball is concerned, which is not that hard to believe because it's Kobe
Yeah.
Bryant's
Yeah,
daughter.
there's
The
no
genes
part
are
of.
there.
I mean, we kind of make it light a little bit, but there's no part of like loss that's light. But for me, any time of life is cut short, you know, especially a young one. That makes the tragedy just, you know, compounded. Because you think about like all the things in life that they never got to do. You know, she never got to go to her bar and buy her first beer. She never got to get her
Prom.
driver's license. Never got to go to prom. That is a horrible tragedy. And all those others that were on the helicopter with them.
Yeah,
'Cause it was a full chopper, wasn't it?
it was.
Yeah,
I think
there
it's
was
7
9.
people total,
I've seen
7 or
9,
9,
yeah.
something like that, and a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did see there was 2 Marines killed yesterday as well. I don't remember where it was, but that kind of sucks
Helicopter
too.
crash too, man.
Yeah, that kind of sucks too, though, when your death is kind of outshined by
Right.
a famous person. But I know the Staples Center had like a huge thing happening last night where the Lakers play. People were gathering with, you know, a candlelight vigil and
A lot of
pictures,
teams did, like,
jerseys.
24 shot clock, you know.
Yeah.
Did the foul, all that. It was cool to see.
Yeah,
Hug
that's
your
cool.
loved ones, man. Tell them you love them today, you know.
For
Yeah.
sure. I say that every day. But let's move on to something a little.
Yeah, something lighter.
Yeah.
That just got serious. Like I
Let's
Kinda
talk about
sad
nerd
right now.
life. I want to talk about nerd life.
That's enough. That's enough of your dirty mouth.
Well, dude, speaking of nerd life, did you hear about the new, what is it, Nintendo Land or whatever? It's gonna
No.
be happening. Dude, yeah, it's Orlando Studios. They're gonna like double the size in Florida,
To put Nintendo in there?
building a whole like Universal interactive crazy theme park based on like the Super Mario. It was
Dude,
pretty cool.
I've already been to Orlando once, and I had a hard time like transitioning back into real life after leaving that place.
It was too much.
Did you go to the
It
Star
wasn't
Wars
too much.
exhibit?
I'm sorry?
Did you go to Star Wars?
They didn't have it yet.
No, they didn't. No, that's Disney.
Oh, is that Disney?
That's
They don't have it
Disney.
at Orlando?
No, Universal. It was Harry Potter. It was Harry Potter Land for me. I was whipping my wand out on everybody.
That's actually a thing. So
There's
Sorry,
laws against
I
that.
didn't quite catch that. Could you please repeat?
Siri's like, what'd you say?
So, for those of you that don't know, the Wizardly World of Harry Potter,
Wizarding World.
Wizarding World.
Come on.
Sorry.
Get it right.
Get it right.
Wow.
I went, and I should know this, but I went to the one in California, and they actually have interactive wands that you purchase, and you can actually do spells with them. You can make things move. Fire shoots out of things.
Yeah, and you get to make you get to build your own custom one, right?
can.
Not when I was there. It was like pretty new when I got there. It was like I think it was like the first summer that they had it.
It's like
Okay.
$100 extra if you
Ooh.
customize your wand, and the wands are already like $89. So you can pick from like the wands from the Harry Potter cast. And my kid wanted Voldemort's wand, so I asked the gal, I'm like, "Do you have any Voldemort wands?" And she's all, "He who shall not be named's wands are over there." So I felt like a big jerk for saying that.
Oh, so they were in character.
You should have just been
totally
like, hey, can I get a wooden handle with a phoenix feather cord?
Yeah.
They would have been like, sure, looking at you weird.
But my kid's not. Like Philip is like 7, and he doesn't really get into Harry Potter like my older kids do.
Right.
And I'm like, "Why'd you want this wand?" And he's all, "Dad, it looks like an elk horn."
That's Phil, man. How's everyone's weekend, Jacob? Anything getting into anything?
I didn't get anything this weekend. Last weekend's dirty. I just got him some sleep this weekend. That was about
Sleep?
it.
That's it.
Like, didn't do nothing.
Well,
Slamming?
hold on. Let's leave Amy's weekend for when we come back. We gotta take a quick break. 1400
Sorry,
KRLN, the
Oh,
Barber
sorry.
Buzz.
It's short.
Hey, welcome back to the Barber Buzz on 1400 KRLN. I'm getting better at that, right?
Yeah, getting better.
It makes me so
Sounded like a
nervous for some
seasoned
reason.
professional.
Thank you. I try real
So
hard.
you got cut off
I know.
for more important things, as we were talking about the
More
weekend.
important things.
Let's hear it. Give me the dirty details.
Not anything too crazy. Like, my weekend is just Sundays. Like, I only have one day off. So I try to get things done around the house and have tea parties with Nell and ride bikes with Wyatt.
Do you actually drink the water?
Oh, I don't do water. That's
No.
too messy. Like,
Yeah.
we pretend. Yeah.
Did you ever see that YouTube video where that little girl had the teacup and she kept bringing it to her dad?
And it was like full of toilet water
Yeah,
or
she
something.
kept dipping it in the
Yeah.
toilet.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is anyway.
So
That's-
now's a fireball. Do those tea parties ever go south and like tables get flipped? Little
Yeah,
plastic
because
china
like I
sets?
usually give her a snack like when we have tea time or whatever, and she tries to like give me mushy Cheetos, and I won't eat them because it's just gross. And yeah, there's been a lot of fights about that, and she'll throw things and it gets real nasty real quick.
She just wants to feed you, mommy.
I know,
Just eat a
but-
mushy Cheeto.
No.
I don't know why I find it so funny when she just flies off the handle. It's like it's
Yeah, how nice for you. Because you can leave.
I had my friend's kid come over a while back, and I don't know if they don't feed their kid enough or what, but like there was like food, Cheetos, like crackers stashed throughout my house that I was finding for like a month. I was moving like magazines, and there was like some Cheetos stashed under there, and like behind the couch cushion there was like a little bag of like crackers that were left over, and I was like, "What? Do you withhold food from this kid, or like why does this kid feel the need to hide this stuff?"
I think it's just kids.
It's
like
just
they
kids,
just
yeah.
want to they're like dogs. They like stash stuff everywhere so they know where to go back to it. And
See, I don't have kids. I got a beagle, and that dog doesn't stash nothing. Like if it stops moving, that dog's gonna eat it.
my little Yorkie like stashes stuff all over.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we'll find like random toys, or he likes to rip the squeakers out of his toys and he'll hide them all over.
It's a trophy.
Yeah, it's his trophy. Like dug the heart out of his prey.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever got out of that phase. I still hide food, man. Like,
Well, now I
it's
hide
like band
food.
camp all over again.
Now I hide food from my kids. Like if it's something
Yeah.
that I want some of, like I have to hide it, or because they'll come home from school and just devour everything in sight. And
I wait until like my son goes to bed, and then I eat like the good cereal.
yeah,
You know, because if he sees me eating, he's like, dude, let me get on that. And then I feel bad. I can't tell him no. So
See, I think I got restaurant bleed over because like there's a rule in my house. You can eat whatever you want. Anybody is welcome to whatever they want, but you either never take the last of something, or when you do, you gotta tell me so I can refill it.
right.
So I think that goes back to like too many years in the restaurant business where I'm yelling, I'm like, why are we out of cheese? Why has that not been listed on there? And they're like, Uncle Greg, the last cheese stick was like 6 months old. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. No, my kid. If there's Oreo Thins or, Chips Ahoy Chewies in the cupboard, they're gone in one sitting.
Oh yeah.
So
Now
and then
go
they'll
behind the couch and just chow down.
leave the empty package
Oh yes.
in the cupboard.
See, that makes me crazy.
Yeah, it makes me crazy. It's like if you take the last one, I don't care, but just let us know that it's gone and don't put the empty package back in. Because I like open the cupboard and I'm like, ooh, Oreo Thins, and then they're empty.
Yeah.
Just full denial.
Yeah.
Late night, if I bust open a thing of Oreos, there better be some in there. I mean, if I can open up an empty package, somebody's getting hit.
do you eat like, so like when I get down on junk food like that, it's I'm usually like trying to eat something, like eat the pain away. So like, do you go through the whole package, bro, when you open it up, or?
Bro, like I can't stop. You can never just have one, just indulge.
Not true. I take 3
And just walk away.
and just walk away.
Dude, I'll think about it
Yeah,
all
but how many
night.
times do you walk back to grab another 3?
Just once. I mean,
Okay,
Lies.
so,
You
gotta
so
be-
important.
Filthy lies.
Lies.
Important question, like Super Bowl Sunday coming up. Best junk food day ever. What is your favorite best junk food, like just guilty pleasure that you're gonna just slob out on?
Man, when nothing really like comes to mind. Just I remember when I was a kid, I think the Broncos were in the Super Bowl, and do you remember those Doritos 3D puffs?
Oh,
yes,
yes.
It's like
bro.
every when this time of year comes around, that's all I think about. It's like, God, dude, I really want those to come back, but I don't think that's ever gonna happen.
We can get them on eBay, but they'll probably be a little expired.
Stale. No, that's what I remember. That in the like in like Twizzlers. That's like I think of that.
I always do like a queso, and like I try to make
yes,
it like
yes.
as good as I can, and then sometimes I'll even go like get my chips from Chili's and like microwave them so
They
they're
know what's
extra
up with
delicious. Huh?
They do those chips right.
Yeah, they do, especially when they're all warm, and you got like a queso with like blue cheese and
Oh.
guacamole.
Oh, so you had me until
Oh,
blue
like blue
cheese.
cheese?
You had me
Oh,
until
man.
blue
The
cheese.
blue cheese smells like straight up farts.
Ugh.
I can't do
Yeah.
that.
I love blue cheese.
I do too.
Greg,
We're coming up on,
do you prep everything at the restaurant, bring it home, or are you like a home cook?
Depends on how busy we are. Sometimes, like if Saturday night's slow, like I'll just get down and have all my stuff ready to throw in the crock pots and things.
Okay.
But like I love I'm a junk food junkie for nacho cheese. Like I will stop at the gas station when I have a craving,
Me too.
just because I want that nacho cheese. That there's something about processed cheese flavored oil that it hits a little spot in my heart.
Especially when it's all spicy.
Oh yeah, they put the jalapeno juice in there. But then a lot of times we'll do like a big bowl of wings or like meatballs and like the jelly and chili sauce.
Oh yeah,
The Smokies.
Yeah, kind of like little smokies.
So yeah.
Speaking of wings, I have heard, and I haven't tried them yet, but I've heard that you guys have like some of the best wings now in town.
I don't know if I don't know if I'd go that far. I would not lay that claim, but they're pretty good wings. But for me, I'm kind of a simple guy. Like I think you lose a lot of when you like over sauce them and you got too much stuff going on. I like just a simple, lightly seasoned wing.
Yeah, purist.
Just deep fried goodness. Dip that thing in ranch and just wait for the heartburn to come.
Take your omeprazole in the morning.
There you go.
Ooh. Well, I do keep Pepsid in my desk drawer at all times.
I used to live on Pepsid. I used to have to carry them everywhere, like in a dental floss container that was empty. And now I just transitioned to taking my one purple pill every morning, and I have no heartburn. And I've never lived without heartburn.
How many substances do you take in the morning just to
Dude.
start your day?
I don't know. I think I've said this before, but I take so much supplements in the morning, and I chase it all down with an emergency.
Brandon's like a walking pharmaceutical.
Yeah. Well, I gotta take my omeprazole, take some folic acid for my heart health. There's so much stuff that I take in the morning.
Get your zinc in there.
Yeah, got to get the zinc in there. Because I mean, we're around people all day in the barbershop, so I don't want to get sick. That is like the one thing I don't want
I
to do.
do remember that about working with you. You're a germaphobe.
Yeah, I don't want to get
Like-
sick.
Brandon's over there like washing his hands. He's singing the birthday song, and I'm like, "What? You must really like." He's like, no, that's how long you gotta wash your hands.
You gotta sing the birthday song and wash your hands so you can wash off all them germs.
I know. Yo, that coronavirus going around in China, it's like jumping over here. That's some scary stuff, man.
I read that they're talking about trying to institute a national health emergency or something.
They should. They
It's
should.
a-
They all just need to stay
They
home
had
from
they
work.
had another case, and all these people are from Wuhan, China, and I'm going like, why don't they just call these people and say, hey, we need you to come in and get a little look over.
If you rock a tinfoil hat, man, you know they've been protesting a lot in China, like in Hong Kong and all those places. So could be something there.
I had a friend that just came back from South Korea, and she was telling me like right when they got to the base, there was this huge like protest in front of the base, like go home China, go home U.S. And I was like, why do they? Because why do they hate the two of us together? Like that doesn't even make sense to me.
Well, they don't want to get sick.
Well, it might be just the superpower thing. You know, those are two big superpowers, and they don't want us to or them to get involved. I don't know.
That's crazy, man. Scary stuff. Superbugs. That's like the only thing that scares me. Like we can go to war and all this, that, and the other, but
Yeah, I don't want
you
any.
start getting some.
Well, look at history. I mean, how many times has a massive virus taken out the majority of the population? You know, on several occasions.
This could be the new Black Plague.
I-
Like the Thanos effect. Just.
Have you guys had the flu this year?
No.
I haven't gotten sick. No, thankfully.
Dude,
I got
I swear it was.
something similar to the flu, and it was awful.
Yeah, I feel like it was like maybe the Black Plague coming back because it was
Yeah.
that miserable.
Like I felt like I was dying.
It was like stomach flu and fever, and I was like, you can't have all these things come together. It's the worst day ever.
Yeah, take your folic acid, your zinc, and your emergency, and you won't have to worry about it.
Well, hopefully, just like everything else that's made in China, this thing doesn't last long.
It's a good thing we have that disclaimer at the start of the show.
Good thing for that disclaimer at the beginning of the show.
Mm.
I've seen what's made you guys laugh before. So don't judge me. Anyways, Brandon, how was your weekend, my guy?
That was good.
So you got some new tattoos?
Yeah, for my birthday, thank you very much. My barber team got me a gift card for the dungeon, so I had to go sit in the torture chamber on Saturday and let Katrina crawl up in my armpit because I don't have too much space left on my arm. So
That's like why I haven't
everything's
gotten
all
tattooed
underneath
much.
and just all my filler that hasn't been done. We still got a little bit to go, but
How
should
was
be.
it under that armpit? That was like I haven't done that spot, and I have like everything else done.
Honestly, I think that the worst part was when she did the filler on the top of my shoulder because all those stars and dots, it's just like a, you know, she just sticks me for that dot and it's just right on the shoulder bone.
Did you ever have to go over a dot?
Yeah, and that's another thing that's no fun is when they opened up an area on the skin and they have to go back and like reshade it like 30 minutes later. That's definitely no fun.
I'll get on that.
And then I watched. I want to watch that pandemic show on Netflix, especially related to all this virus stuff.
Dude, I already
That was
have
pretty
enough
good.
like hard enough time sleeping. Like I don't need this
I
scaring me, get me all riled up.
We've been watching some really serious stuff. So we finished the 8th season of The Ranch, which was kind of light and airy, and it's over now. It's kind of sad, but it ended on a good note. And if you haven't watched The Ranch, it's pretty funny.
Sam Elliott's the coolest dude ever. So
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
of course I watched The Ranch.
Yeah. Have you seen the new Doritos commercial with him for
No.
the Super Bowl?
No,
He like slowly recites the lyrics to Old Town Road, like a.
Oh no.
But it's like an old western setting. Like he walks through the saloon doors and like walks up to the bar and, you know, in Sam Elliott style, just starts reciting the lyrics to Old Town Road.
one of my 5 minutes of fame is that I got to eat breakfast next to Sam Elliott.
That's awesome. Here,
Yeah, he was filming something. This was when I was a kid, and that was when Canyon Inn was still going and rocking and rolling. And he came in with his people, and we got to eat next to him. He was all hungover. It was pretty cool.
that is awesome. Well, okay. I thought we were gonna have to take a break, but we've got a little bit of time. That's the one cool thing about the Canyon Inn was all the famous celebrities that stayed there, and I wish that they kept that going, but since Quality Inn took it over, I think all those things are off the doors now. For the
Are they?
rooms.
Did they take all the like John Wayne stayed here
I
type thing
think
or
so.
whatever?
I think it's all gone.
Huh. I did not know that.
It's
But
pretty lame.
pretty lame, but
I can't imagine why that was a good choice. Like, why would you ever not want to have that on the door?
We don't want this place to be about them. We want Canyon Inn to be the claim
yeah,
to fame.
it's a choice hotel now, so unfortunately things change, and
I gotcha. That could be. Maybe it's a corporate decision.
So we got a Motel 6. Is it Motel 6?
we got a Motel 6 now, where the Best Western used to be, right there next to Subway.
Is it supposed to be like not as good as the Motel 8?
It's supposed to be better, I think,
Better?
right?
Oh.
Well, we got to take a break for the news. We'll be right back. 1400, the Barber Buzz.
And we're back to Barber Buzz 1400 KRLN with our guest, Greg Dirito. Just kind of talking, keep the morning going. Everybody's morning going good. So, what are we going to talk about next? Said you want to talk about the nerd life?
Nerd life. Well, just kind of go back, like, let's kind of segue back a little bit to, is it Nintendo Land? Or
They said it was like the article said Nintendo Land, but once you look at it and see what it's based on, it was basically just like a Super Smash, like Mario Super Smash Brothers, just complete crazy land.
like Mario Land.
Mario Land, pretty much. It had like different areas that you can go into, like the dungeon, and like go rescue the queen.
And
I-
where is it at?
It's gonna be Florida Universal.
okay.
Yeah.
Universal.
They
So
said
you
it's
get
gonna
to
like
smash turtles with hammers.
yeah, dude. But the crazy thing was, they said it's gonna like double the park. They're gonna employ all these new people, so I guess it's gonna be huge.
I think that it's kind of, Mario itself has kind of become like part of Americana now. I know when I was a kid, it was huge. You got your duck hunt and your what's the one with the gorilla?
Donkey
Donkey
Kong.
Kong,
Yeah.
Donkey
The
Kong.
gorilla.
I am just so everybody knows, I am not the video gamer. These guys make fun of me because I don't play video games. Like when I played video games, you had to like blow out the cartridge and
Oh,
you
those were
plug
the
it in.
days.
Yeah, see that's the video games I used to get down on.
I love that. But if your kid ever challenged you to, Mario, Super Smash Brothers, whatever, you'd probably take him down, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Of course.
No, I
No.
don't let my kids win, bro.
I don't
If they
either.
want to win, they need to win on their own skill.
I'm the one that just pushes the same button over and over
Button
again until I
mash.
win. Yeah.
I firmly believe in what Aaron just said. Like when I play basketball with my kids, I like stuff them and don't let them score. Like
Don't
you
go
gotta
anywhere.
earn it.
So what happens when like their skill level goes above your own? Are you willing to like throw a shoulder into them
Sweep
or pull
the leg.
like throw their
Wow.
Yeah, we take the
Karate Kid reference. I respect that.
It hasn't happened yet. My kids are 9 and 10. They're still soft.
It's coming though,
Soft
dude.
kids.
You got 2 9 and 10-year-olds that are just gonna be big, stinky
Yeah.
dudes that are gonna take you down.
See, I have nightmares from Ryan, like my nephew.
Uh-huh.
He's like the best-hearted, nicest kid you've ever met. And as a kid, he was like a little brother, so I was always having to kind of keep him in his place until he was about, I think he was 15 or 16 years old. And I went to take him down, and he carried me around like a hump on his back or something. I was like, dude, I can't take him down anymore. Like I don't know what to do at this point. So I think I bit him in the middle of a back or something. You gotta still assert your position, but
Yeah, you gotta take your shots when you get them.
it was a moment of humility where I was like, oh my gosh, I can't take him down anymore.
My dad.
I'm gonna be
always
nice
told
to
me-
him.
My dad always told me like, there's gonna come the day when your boys challenge you, like in the yard, like in the front yard, like, okay, Dad, we're fighting, and if that happens, you win at all costs, because then the power in the house shifts, and then you tell them to take out the trash, and they're like, take it out yourself, So you got to win at all costs. If that means you take a cheap shot, you take a cheap shot.
Dude, Brick House Ted, did you even ever give it a shot, man? I wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, when you're like 17, you think you own the world, and you got a couple abs, and you're like, I can take on my dad. Like,
I never felt strong enough in the confidence in myself to do that. And I think my dad was he was like a wizard with the mind games, because he would always tell me the story about mouthing off to his father, and he'd been out drinking all night. He was coming home, the dad's waiting for him at the door, and my grandpa said something about why he's coming in so late. My dad fired off with a comment, and he said the next thing he remembers, he woke up face down in the garden and it was raining on him. So I think he was always trying to wizard, like keep the mind game going.
don't challenge.
Don't challenge.
Yeah.
Never challenge.
I just make like boisterous claims of like my accomplishments. Like, I'm a black belt.
Yeah.
I know karate.
I can karate.
Karate.
They don't know. They don't know my past. Yeah. I used to be a prize fighter.
When I bought my older boy a Xbox One a couple Christmases ago, and it took me 6.5 hours to set it up because I didn't know, like, you can't just put a game in game systems anymore. You got to download it in. It's this whole process. You have to like register it. It was such a nightmare. So then finally at like 11 o'clock at night, we got it to where we could play Madden, and I hadn't played Madden since it was on PS2. So it took me like 2/4 of the game to figure out where all the plays I used to run were. So of course he was beating me, and then going into the end of the game, it was like 40-something to 7. He'd never scored again, and he was crying. And my wife was like, "No, just keep. If he's gonna talk a bunch of smack, just hammer it to him.
Bring it to him.
Yeah.
Were you the Jets?
I was the Jets and he was the Broncos.
Oh,
and
no.
I kept telling him, don't throw on the Darrelle Revis side.
Don't do
And
it.
every time Revis intercepted and ran it back for a touchdown. So.
But are any of you old enough to remember Tecmo Bowl?
Oh,
Originally,
yeah.
Yes. And you had the 49ers and the Jerry Rice play that like it was indefensible.
Yeah, and the no Raiders rule,
Mm-hmm.
because if you gave it to Bo Jackson, it was a score
Mhm.
every time. Yep.
I love the old NES because every game had like that one cheat where it was like a glitch in the game, and as a kid you find that glitch and you're like exploit it every chance you get.
Yeah,
You're like,
especially to all your buddies.
Yeah.
Like,
There's no such thing as cheats anymore. I mean, it's PlayStation. Like, I don't know. They just now you have to hack or glitch something. There's no just like, up, down, left, right, and then all of a sudden you're invincible. So.
Oh yeah, Contra had the up down right, and it would give you like unlimited lives because that game was just poorly
Contra's-
designed. Like you had to have that to get through the game.
I rage quit that game so many times. It's tough.
What's Contra? Sorry.
It's a video game.
Okay.
Kind of like the one
it
we were
was on the
talking
original
about.
NES, and you were like this soldier for hire type thing. It was just
Oh.
a shoot goes
It's
through
like
the land
first-person
game.
shooter?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
Straight up 80s style.
Shooting game.
Like,
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah. They had a whole bunch. They had like Metal Gear. They had Contra. They had a whole series of war games that were,
Contra was dope though. I mean, it was like it wasn't just like a 2D thing. Like you were
Mhm.
getting into it.
Yeah, because when you go to different levels, it would change the viewpoint. So
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're like running from the side, and then your next moment the guy's on his belly and he's like trying to crawl through an area, and
It
you're
was
shooting.
the hardest is when it was the aerial view. When you were rolling down. That was oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
I probably got through like 4 levels and then I hung up my hat.
I don't think I ever played that one. We played a lot of Mario, and then the Ninja Turtle games were always fun, and
Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man and Venom versus Carnage.
Mega Man, and
Mega Man was
Eggman was a
Kirby.
good one.
Kirby was a big one for us. for some reason.
Now see, Mario had a hack where you could like hit the turtle shell at some point, and it would just keep adding lives. And I can't remember how the hack worked. It was at the end of the level. You got to climb the stairs and jump on the flagpole. There was a spot where you could like jump with the turtle shell, and it would just, if you got him in a certain glitch spot, he would just start adding lives to you.
That's
Oh,
sick.
cool.
I don't know if you could because I've only we bought those the little miniature like Nintendo. It's got like preloaded games on it. I don't know if you've seen those.
Yeah, we have one.
Yeah, so I got one of those and play all those old school games. Like, they're hard. They're
They're
harder
hard.
now.
They're
yeah,
harder.
oh yeah.
Like I don't know if people are just better at gaming, but they up the difficulty on those things like crazy. And
It's
sucks.
definitely harder, and we bought my brother the Super Nintendo one like a couple Christmases ago, and he said
Yeah.
the same thing, that the Super Nintendo was harder than he remembers it being.
Yeah, I was a boss back then.
Maybe we're just old.
Yeah, no, these little fingers they still got it. pretty.
Got those.
Because you didn't have unlimited lives. You didn't respawn like every time you got killed. It was like you had 3 lives to get through the whole game.
Yeah, that was it. We have a Pac-Man machine at the barber shop, and I can get pretty far on it, but not as far as I used to get back when I was a kid. And you actually went to an arcade.
Yeah, I built one of those 410 in 1 games in the back room of the restaurant, and I get down with the old Burger Time. Did you guys ever play Burger Time?
Oh yeah.
Burger time.
You gotta-
Dude, are you guys excited for Girl Scout cookies?
Yes. In
Yes.
fact. And we're back, 1400, the Barber Buzz, KRLN. We're here with Greg Dirito. And before we leave, I just want to get into the let's talk about the restaurant for a little bit. You guys got anything exciting coming up? Any new menu items or specials or anything?
You know, about this time of year is usually, because it's our slowest time of the year, is when I kind of look at the menu and see if there's any slow movers that need dropped off, see if there's any new additions, just try and figure out freshen the menu a little bit. It's kind of a challenge, just, because we do so much from scratch. We make our own bread every morning, make our own soups. Our ravioli and our gnocchi are 100% start to finish from scratch, and so there's like limited space, and you're going, man, I need another kitchen.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But,
Space is an issue.
But yeah, I'm working on that in the process, and so I've been working with pizzas and some of the pasta combos lately, the last couple years. I went to Italy, and it was amazing to me. Like, everybody talks about, oh, you got to go to the motherland. You got to go to Italy and try the pizza. I ate like a slob for 10 days in Rome. I mean, I ate like just a pig, and their starters, their antipastis, oh, they're beautiful. They make you cry. The desserts, I'm not a dessert guy, and I love the desserts, but the pizza, it was a completely different animal. I think if you tried to serve that in America, you'd go broke, because it's really simple pizza. It's thin crust. It's really light on the cheese, really basic sauce, and so I think in here we'd be like, this tastes like Totino's.
Like, what is it? Is it Naples that do it's like their specialties pizza?
Wait, I mean, yeah, the Naples though, it's more like New York style cracker thin, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then, I mean, pretty much everything over there is pretty thin, as far as I know.
Well, and they don't do in Europe and stuff like that. They don't do a lot of like processed. It's a lot of fresh. But in doing so, in order to make it fast enough, it's just basic. Like the sauces were a lot of times just a basic tomato sauce with garlic and some basil sprags in there, and it was good. It just was very simple. You could taste each flavor ingredient in there.
And we're such foodies now that we like expect, spices and
Absolutely.
tanginess and, here in America.
Absolutely.
What's your favorite thing that you guys make at your restaurant?
I love the gnocchi. I've loved the gnocchi since we used the same recipe that we used back in my sister and brother's restaurant in '91, and I love it. I could eat that all day long, but I would be 350 pounds.
Do you make your tiramisu from scratch as well?
Yeah, tiramisu is all from scratch.
I had that for the first time the other day. Like, I almost jumped up and started fighting Jacob because it was just so good. It was so good. Yeah.
Make you want to slap your best friend, I guess.
And he did.
I was like, I feel too good. I need it.
Oh, well, I mean, and that's credit to you guys. Every time I try to get tiramisu, they're usually out of it. So I was super happy when we went in on, was it Saturday or Friday?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Night.
We went in on Thursday, and you guys had some tiramisu. We were super excited.
That's kind of one of the hurdles we have, like the ravioli we run out of regularly, because we make that, it's 100% start from scratch. We make fresh roast, beef and pork roast. We grind them, we process them, we roast the vegetables. Then we've got to prepare the cheese mixture. It's like an 8 cheese mixture.
Wow.
No additives, no preservatives. Then when I make the dough, it's flour, water, and egg, and it's about a 6-hour ordeal that I have to do when the kitchen is closed, because it just takes up so much space. I can't do it when we're open. So
On top of, you guys fresh cut all your steaks.
Mm-hmm.
You use the trimmings from the steaks to make your hamburgers,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, nothing goes to waste. I've worked there, so I know the process. And
Yeah,
it's
fresh
amazing.
grated our cheese every day. We do all of our hard cheese, soft cheese, everything we use is fresh grated every day.
It's amazing the things you guys do today, because in most restaurants, a lot of stuff is freezer packed or frozen, or people just they throw things in the fryers, and it's not. It might taste good, but it's not as there's not a lot of love that goes into some of that stuff, and it's refreshing that there's still places like Doritos that you can go get a homemade Italian scratch to finish made meal.
Well, thank you. Yeah, in credit to restaurants today, it's harder, just because the margins have gotten so much thinner, as far as, labor is more expensive than it's ever been. Food is more expensive than it's ever been. Every time you turn around, there's a new tax, there's a new, so your unemployment's going up. It's harder. So, sometimes the place that they have to cut is your labor. So it takes labor to make fresh food, and so it's harder. It's not. I don't think it's that anybody doesn't want to do more fresh. I think everybody probably has that intention. It's just sometimes you got to look at it and you got to weigh the cost benefit of, do I have time to make this fresh bread, or can I bring in a really nice bread product? So, I think everybody's just, they try their best, but it's just a matter of, what's your specialty, what's your strong suit. And, I tried bringing in, I don't even remember what it was, a couple years ago, some sort of product that this salesman just assured me was delicious. Oh, it was our burger patties. We fresh ground out of our burger patties. Oh my gosh, the customers were ready to tar and feather me. I thought somebody was gonna actually like pop me in the chops because they were so mad over the burger not being the same burger it was.
Well, and kudos to you guys for figuring out that algorithm to keep doing that stuff, because really that whole fresh, almost farm to table type, made from scratch thing is something you see more in 5-star restaurants where they're making double if not triple off of each entree, that you guys are still keeping it a cost effective way, and with your food cost and everything, you're still making a profit. And it's a tough thing, but I mean, what do you guys got? 20 years coming up?
Yeah, we're working on 20 years, and then my brother and sister had a restaurant for 6 years that I worked at, and so it adds up quickly. Before you know it, you're like, how am I this old? Why do I got to take this conjointing thing to get my knees moving in the morning?
Restaurant business is savage, though. I've seen so many restaurants pop up around here, and then, what is it, 6 months, maybe a year, and they're just gone.
It's the science, and the Dirito family has definitely figured it out over the years, because your dad had a pizza place, Joker's, and then your siblings had Bernardino's.
Well, I think it's science, but I think there's definitely a luck factor in there. I mean, I think there's a lot of people that come in with a lot of experience and just integrity, and sometimes just circumstances don't work out. And there's so many moving parts in restaurant. You ask yourself sometimes, you're like, how does one even get this rolling? Like, how does this get going? So there's a lot of chance involved, and there's a lot of luck, and just some amazing people. I've got fantastic staff. I've got a guy that's been with me since a month after we opened. I've got staff that have been with me 5, 6, 8, 10 years that are just fantastic. I got customers that we've had almost the entire time we've been open. It's really those people that make it what it is. It's not anything special I do. I think a trained monkey could learn what I do.
But it is still a testament to your customer service and to the quality of food, and I think that's what keeps people coming back, is those two things. And restaurants, consistency. Restaurants are kind of like a child that never grows up. You got to coddle them constantly, and I definitely think, as far as business owners go, you probably take less vacations than somebody that owns an auto shop, or because you got to feed people every day.
Yeah. Well, and you have a product. Think about it like with your hair, your barber shop. Think about if your scissors went bad after like 7 days, or if your combs went bad after like 3 days, or and all of a sudden the chairs started growing mold, and you're like, oh gosh, we gotta bring in new chairs. But
yeah, they do.
It's
that's gotta be crazy.
The wheel is always moving. And that's, I think, what makes restaurants such a challenge.
I got called Philip in. He's sick today. Just so everybody knows, the Girl Scouts will be selling in front of the barber shop for like a solid month. I just signed the paperwork, so.
That's
Gonna
awesome.
gain like
Great.
15 pounds.
Unlimited Thin Mints.
Another
Yeah.
place to spend my money.
If you want Girl Scout cookies, come down to Phil's Barbershop, because we will have them right out front.
And always gonna
what's
be
your-
sold out though.
Oh, what's your favorite cookie slimes?
I really like those s'more ones that they just came out with.
I haven't had those yet.
They're
Yeah,
so
but-
good if you microwave them for like 3 seconds.
yeah.
And
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
And then of course like Thin Mints. Can't go wrong with Thin Mints.
You don't burn those things? Like, I tried to microwave a Fiber One brownie. I was in my denial health kit.
I cannot eat fiber one.
Yo,
anything.
and this thing lit up. It was like a 5-alarm in
Cardboard.
the microwave. Yeah, dude, it was gnarly. I was like, brownies are good, but you'd be even better if it's warm.
I started
15 seconds, I mean, that thing was gone.
I
Still
started-
ate it, right? No,
I picked around.
yeah.
I started eating those fiber ones like every day, and I could not figure out why I had like just this incredible like pain in the top of my gut all the time, and my wife was like, "Quit eating all that fiber." That's
See, that's the thing that scares me about foods that have a shelf life of like 6 months. Like, it scares me how much of that food is actually real food and how much of it is like
that's a lot of time.
like ground up cardboard or something.
They just like dip it in paraffin wax, dude.
It reminds me of like Christmas Vacation where Chevy Chase is like, yeah, I developed a non-nutritive cereal varnish. It doesn't let the milk permeate.
That's the best part. I love soggy cereal.
You'll eat soggy
Oh,
cereal,
yeah, if
but
I
you
eat,
won't
like-
eat soggy bread.
If I eat like Cinnamon
Ooh.
Toast Crunch, it's got to be like soft and
Ooh, yeah.
mushy.
I see Captain Crunch, it never gets soft.
Yeah, it doesn't.
You know, like when you get styrofoam wet, it like gets all gross. That's exactly what Cinnamon Toast Crunch is to me.
I can't
Small
eat Captain Crunch
styrofoam.
unless I want the roof of my mouth to just be destroyed.
My kid calls it Captain Cut.
Well, we got to take a quick break. We'll be right back. The last segment, 1400, the Barber Buzz.
Which is that time is always moving forward on it. There's no
the-
hitting pause.
Our first 3 years was such a tough time because we had to, because we really lucked out. Like you said, it's kind of a luck thing. And we hit the ground running really fast, and the volume of cuts that we were putting out was killing tools, killing chairs, killing scissors, and it was tough to find the tools that were gonna last, because you don't want to spend more on your tools than you're bringing in on haircuts, and that's what was happening. You know,
Well, and I think that, I mean, you guys do a fantastic quality product every time I've been in there, every time I've talked to somebody that's been in there. But I think you hit the nail on the head with the customer service. Your crew is, Brandon, I mean, like, you guys all need to hold your heads high. Your crew provides a great customer service. You guys provided, it's an experience to go get your hair cut. It's not like a go in and dip and tuck and go. I mean, there's like a little experience, there's some joke telling, there's some inappropriate humor here and there, but that's the experience that people are looking for in a barber shop. And so you guys hit it. You nailed the equation.
Well, thank you, but that was the point. You know, we wanted that classic Americana feel, kind of an escape for the men, because I hate the fact that people say for men this is as good as it gets for you. Whether you're in a shoe store and there's 2 racks of men's shoes and 25 racks of women's, or whatever, I'm not satisfied with this is as good as it gets for men. So I wanted to pamper the men and the boys a little bit more than they had been pampered before. And that used to happen. You know, men used to wear suits every day.
I'll tell you what, like once a quarter I have to treat myself to like the shave and haircut. There's nothing better than leaning back in the chair and one of you guys or gals like lathering you up with the hot lather and razor and then the hot towels. That's an experience, man. Like, you hold your head up. That's awesome. And I only get to treat myself to that every once in a while because I'm a cheap guy. I'm a cheapskate.
We are too. Well, at least I am.
Yeah, I'm not cheap.
Aaron and Jacob are buyers, not shoppers. They
Yeah.
don't look for a deal. They just
Bring
buy.
that up. I'm a
Yeah,
buyer.
like I won't buy a car if something's not wrong with it. Like if there's not something I can fix on it, I won't buy it.
Just buy it and figure it out later.
I wish I was that thrift. Well, I guess I could be. I shouldn't say I wish I was. I choose to blow my money.
Indulge.
Indulge.
Yeah. Live a little.
You'll-
Aaron, don't fear the thrift store. There's some great deals at Goodwill.
Hey, nobody feels
You're
feels
civil.
you know?
I get a lot of stuff there.
I wish that I was a
Good
little
place to get
more.
bed bugs.
Had to ruin it. Had to ruin it.
Yeah, I wish I was a little
Enjoy your
more.
coronavirus. and your-
I wish I was a little more, spendy.
Buy a
But
Harley.
I got too many kids, and they all got to drive cars and go to college. So
Play
just trying
sports and
to play sports,
Yeah.
and all of
Kids
our
are
money.
expensive, man.
All of our money goes to kids sports and kid activities right now. But someday I'll be
Yeah,
able
I tried to get my beagle into soccer and they wouldn't let him go.
No. Well, I want to
That's
thank Greg Dirito for coming in and hanging out with us today.
Thanks
This
you
is
guys for the
kind of
invite.
yeah,
you.
this is kind of a regular thing. You know, when you come into the barbershop, we just kind of pick a topic and go. So,
You need to come back. This is fun.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys for the invite. I'd love it.
all right, guys. Well, we'll see you next Monday. Right now, enjoy Blue Monday, and we'll be back 1400 Barber Buzz.
Yay!
They're in the books.
Let's go.